At Bunnings, a little can go a long way with our lowest prices. Dulux paint $116.94, Monarch roller kit $25.77. Will you find a competitor's lower price on the same stock item? We'll beat it by 15%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Kia ora team, George here from Touch NZ. Now we all enjoy a bit of touch, but without a proper warm-up, the chances of being injured are massively increased. So to keep you on the field and out of the emergency room, Touch NZ have made a short and easy warm-up series for all levels, proven to lower the chance of injury by close to 50%. So head on over to our site and check them out. Play safe, play smart.
Kia ora te whānau, and we have arrived at the first of our finals on this day 3 of the Bunnings Warehouse 2024 Nationals at Rotorua International Stadium. The first of our finals is our mixed open final, and this final will be played between Auckland White and Nelson. Now you might be wondering, this seems a bit odd. Normally we have our 21 mixed final before it, just as a result of the draw, the schedule. This is the first of our actual finals. We've had 2 previous live stream games, that being the semi-final of our under-21 mixed, and then an incredible game in our open men's where we've seen the might of North Harbour get over Bay of Plenty. Been an interesting journey for these two teams. Auckland doing really well, but the semi-finals this morning, Nelson actually only got up in their semi-final in a drop-off. Being the superstar he is, Haley Walls had to pop out to sign some autograph, and joining me, I have the pleasure of having Rod Walker in the commentary booth with me for the first part of this first half. Rod, welcome.
Kia ora te whānau. Yeah, kia ora. Certainly an intriguing battle here. Obviously a rematch and a bit of a grudge match in some ways for Auckland. Last year, I guess the Auckland missing Lewis Nicol, who's come to an injury pre-tournament. He's here. He's been playing well. But, you know, on the Nelson side, just in terms of the Anderson boys and what they can offer to any team, just dynamic and speed-wise. So it's going to be an intriguing wee battle here between these two teams. Yeah, it's great to have you here, Rod. You've had a lot to do with Auckland Touch, a lot of the fruits of what we see in them being in these finals as a result of the mahi yourself and many of your family members have done. And just talking about family members, you actually have one of your family members in here, your son, Isaac Walker. I imagine he's pretty pumped about being in another final as we look back over the previous winners, Auckland having won this competition 5 of the last 6 times. Yeah, it certainly didn't go down well last year, the loss, and it took them a wee while to get over it. But obviously they've got together again, and we'll see how they travel. Really depends on how these older heads, the likes of Isaac and Lewis Nicol, can guide these players around the park. Nelson, reigning champions, deservedly so. Been in the final 3 of the last 4 years. Just really, really consistent at this national level is this Nelson team. Like I said, just got through in a drop-off, Rod. There was well, you can't get any closer, can you? I'm wishing there'd be a drop-off on the live stream. Let's not waste them on the field 7s and field 9s. I won't ask you to pick a winner because you won't. You are allergic to doing that. Absolutely. However, what's your expectations? There's 2 different styles here from these teams? Absolutely. Nelson, typical South Island team, though. I'm expecting them to play direct up through the orange zone. But the one thing that Nelson do is once they're on the line, they back their speed. It's a very, very quick defensive line, so they back their speed a lot when they're on the line. So, Auckland will have to work really hard to try and find a way through them. Auckland, on the other hand, not so direct, more happy just to shift to trying to ball around, try and shift the defenders around to find the hole. So total difference in contrast. Big, interesting game. You've seen the 2 teams pop up on your screen, and Rod talked about it earlier. The number 6, Lewis Nicol, easily one of the most dominant players in this mixed grade for the longest time. Previously, we've seen that Nelson squad
And we've seen the Anderson brothers, Henry Anderson, Ben Anderson, Simon Anderson, coached by Wayne Anderson and assistant manager Megan Anderson. So if you're dropping mail off to the Anderson house, they won't be home, but they might be tomorrow with a gold medal. I think this is going to be pretty similar, Rod, to the game we've seen previously. Bay of Plenty will probably replicate what Auckland done. A lot of stuff in the middle, the quickie plays, step backs to go under, and then out to throw in the long balls, where we've seen the North Harbour team just using gas, getting on the outside in a foot race and winning all the time. And you commented on that with Nelson backing their pace when they are down there. Also really good through that transition area, the orange zone, Nelson.
Yeah, and it really is going to be as normal who controls this orange zone. As usual, if you can get up in that, then it turns it into an interesting battle.
There we are, tap off in the first of our finals for 2024. Who knows if that's nerves or not, but we see a drop ball in the middle of the field by Demi Sultan. She is a key player for this Nelson team. She won't like that. Auckland into their work. Great work there from the McDowell girls. Talked about them a lot yesterday, Rod, the McDowell sisters. Just a China wall there on the edge defensively. Here he is though, Nickel. Oh, what a line. And there she is. Bailey McDowell for the, oh no, forward pass. I've gone off too early there, Rod.
Yeah, but it's a typical play that Lewis will play. Just stepping back and dropping a little sinker just over the top, and he'll do it both sides. So Nelson will have to be careful of that. Shots
fired from Auckland. Nelson get away with one there. Into a part of the game that they're really renowned for. Connor Wilkins sitting up there. Potentially a short 7 there from the Auckland team. 6 again though. So the types of plays you're thinking Nelson will run when they get here?
Oh, I think they're very quick on their feet. So we see them here just trying to move them around and then change back early. So I watched them in earlier games. They were running a lot of sweeps and then stepping back and then checking to see what was back the other side. So I'm expecting them to repeat that. It's worked for them well through this tournament, so they'll go there again.
The sweep you're talking about coming now from Anderson, but doesn't get the ball. Wilkins gets into the end goal. Not advised from the Nelson team to go down the McDowell girls' side of the field, although they go back to it now and again just can't get through.
A smart touch by Nelson. Auckland calling the dummy half touch there, and Nelson just got on with play.
Yep, play to the whistle.
And that was smart, but also smart in the attack too. They're sweeping back and playing to that two girl side. And that's that's mixed touch. That's what you're here for.
Broadhurst, we've seen him get an incredible intercept yesterday. Went 60 metres, got to the sub-box, told everyone it was 200. Here's our man, Isaac Walker, always setting up an excellent platform for his ball players who now get on the outside. Oh, just probably a little bit too hard. Didn't need to throw it that hard. Forward as well, though.
Yeah, but nice little setup there, just into the passive.
2 opportunities, golden opportunities really, Rod. You made comments about this in the previous Nationals. It's not really about the ones you get, it's the ones you miss that can almost cost you more.
Absolutely. And both sides at this stage are still feeling themselves out. But they're leaving touchdowns on the park at the moment, and you just can't afford to do it. So we see Nelson just heading to the outside. Yep.
Just speed on the outside, just what you talked about. When they get down to this end, they back themselves to be faster than their opponents. So we see Nelson get across for the first touchdown of this Open Mix final for 2024. Just on the outside, quick release, out to Simon Anderson, using his gas. Easy dot down, 1-0 Nelson.
Yeah, it's just great work by Nelson there, just getting in behind the gate, working well as we see Hendricks Tusa, young boy out of the Auckland 18s, here in his debut at this tournament in the Opens. Served himself well this weekend. See what else he can offer here. You see Auckland, that's what I'm expecting from Auckland, just to shift and feel, just to see what they got.
Yep.
But Nelson are very, very quick laterally when they do go to make.
Just trying to suck a penalty. Well done there from Nickel. It's not just about getting touchdowns. It's about getting those touchdowns easy. Just moving laterally meant. Referee could see the picture he was trying to get him to see. Ooh, wondered if he got back onside. It was a close one there.
He's a dynamic young player, is Tusa. Nickel just trying to work it. He'll be looking over the top.
Definitely deserved that one. Nickel, just so much time, so much space, Roddy. He knows what he wants to do. He's manipulating the defence, let alone setting up the attack. Incredible player.
Yeah, from this one here, you know, and just talking with the ref there, just keeping the Nelson players just guessing. And just a nice little short there. He certainly knows how to manipulate players to shift them around the park to where he needs them to be. So,
yep, 1-1.
There's not many smarter brains in the game at the moment running around on the field.
Yeah, the only real way to defend him is not let him get down to the 7. I'm sure that's what Nelson will try and do, minimise the amount of opportunities. However, they have an opportunity here. You see Anderson with the ball. Another of those sweet plays you talk about. Looking to get in a foot race. Player not onside, the number 12 from Auckland, Quinn Masila. And referee Peterson. Play on, ball down, and we see the second touchdown for Nelson here. Just a simple, sweet play. The defending Auckland player not back onside prior to making the touch. Easy touchdown.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunate there. Broadhurst just on the outside of him didn't really step up and help take some of that time away from the attacker. Left Masila a little bit open there.
2-1. Got a touchdown so far. He's just see Lewis again, just going at a snail's pace because he knows what he's up to. Release out to the right-hand side. Talked about the gas and Nelson. We see it here from Auckland. The 13, James Davison.
Yeah, Jimmy Davison, been around for a long time in this group, and he certainly does have some pace on him. But you know, well worked by Nickel again, just to set Davison on the outside of his man early, and actually give him some time to get away and get that down.
2-2 now. We've seen this in the 2 previous games, close first halves. Both teams working each other out.
It's a bit of a high-scoring game as we just see that outside there.
Here we see
Nelson
Nelson
up again.
Oh, much better work there from the number 1 from Auckland.
Yeah.
You see him get right under the toucher, knowing that all they need to do is just step back.
Tahuri locked in nice and hard, and Fakara just come in and took that touch away. Fakara's there. Ooh.
Nelson had Auckland then. Both middles were up that time. Probably didn't exploit them to the fullest extent. Auckland, though, McDowell, a few extra passes.
Yeah, both teams, I think, just being wary of the forward passes here and just in and around that area and trying to keep this orange zone as clean as they can. You see Broadhurst down, Masila on the pick, and he release.
Not the strongest set up for Auckland from Broadhurst there.
No, Auckland needs to build a lot more momentum into that ruck if that's the way they're going to attack.
If I had someone like Isaac in my team, I'd be using him all the time to set up on that drive. Just creates a great platform. He's not going to be moved around. Gets the roll ball away quickly. As you see him there, make the touch. Nelson, though, come back to this right-hand side on the 5th touch. Good set of defence from Auckland. Nelson not really being able to make much inroads into the Auckland defensive half.
Yeah, look to Auckland here to get Nickel back on. It's that forward pass that we've been talking about, and teams just needing to control that and getting their timing right as they're coming through the field.
I reckon there's been more forward passes scored in the Nationals in this season than in the last 20 seasons, and I think it's a good thing. It's the only way we're going to stop them happening, probably as a result of not getting them in those past seasons.
Yeah, and teams are always searching and looking for what they can get away with. So we see Trigger Francis just stepping up and making that touch. Nelson heading back the far side, looking to that 2-girl side. McDowell, as we've seen both McDowell sisters out there at the moment, working in tandem. Lewis Nickel just giving the orders. At this stage, Auckland just needs to concentrate and just get things forward, get the errors down, out of the way. Hawken on the ball. Fakara pulling the ball through as we see Tahuri. It's a pick, they've got to go. Off to Tusa, can Tusa deliver? Good shot from Nelson. Great work. It's certainly turning into a grind, which is what we expect in this 20 minutes. So the reality is who's there at the end of each half.
Yeah, and the energy's picked up in both boxes. We're right behind Nelson, but we can hear the energy coming out of Auckland. That was short. I wonder if Pedersen's going to play through this in the hope Nelson score. Yeah, definitely earned a penalty there, Nelson. There was no way Auckland were onside either of those last two touches. So that was good there from Ben Anderson with Wilkins, the number 3. Just going round the back. Henry, though, with the ball. Just got in front a little bit too much there to Sultan. There's a nice lift of energy there from that Nelson team. Didn't quite score.
As we see Tusa going to work, I like, he's a young lad. He's come a long way, but he just goes about and runs his role, learning heaps in amongst us. We see another 2 youngsters here, Broadhurst and Masilla. Nickel on the ball. Oh, good pick. Took that out of the air. That's the 0 count.
Don't normally see Nickel in that situation. He's normally throwing it. Second touch, though, onto halfway. Nelson. Broadhurst caught offside. Sultan takes the third. You see the difference, though, in those fundamental skills. The attacking player not making the touch. Oh, strong touch there from Broadhurst. Yep, just affected the roll ball. More than minimum force used. Great call there from referee Downs. Nelson, another set. Not advisable. Let's give this team fresh 6 on the 7-metre line. Excellent lift there by Lewis. Rod.
Yep, he could see that one there, stepping that side. He read it early, stepped up early. Sproul and Patterson working well there. We see them again, expecting a sweep. Sweep's coming, it's going. Wasn't quite there.
Yeah, nice.
Fortunately for Auckland, they locked in nice and tight under that.
Masila did well there, didn't take any of the dummies. Nelson straight back at them, though. They were very close to not quite getting all the way back. I'll tell you what, he wants a break there at him. Patterson and Sproul. Sproul now with the ball. Across the stringer, who well covered by the Auckland team.
Yep, Lewis Nickel steps up, affects that touch, and then sprints off. He was ready for a break. As we see Auckland coming through, certainly a lot slower in their transition than Nelson are when they're coming through. Davison with the step on. Is it quick enough? Can they deliver that?
Another good call. There's no hand in the roll ball there. Nice attack from Auckland. Yep, they didn't get the goalies they wanted to, but gave it away in the right area. Nice lift from the Walker on the length through touch. Much better here from Auckland. Now they want to lift up again. Oh, that's good pick up. Nice defense, Auckland.
He didn't panic. Fakara just held up there for a little while, allowed him to go through and then clipped his heels. Certainly is an arm wrestle, Maya, in terms of the way they're getting through this.
These are the killers, though, Rod, that arm wrestle.
Yeah, whenever you give a team an opportunity in their half and with a full set, and it's the continuous defending that certainly puts teams under a lot of pressure, and eventually they do break. So we'll see how Auckland can hold up under this one. Coned a little bit wide.
Both teams letting each other off the hook. First Auckland with the forward pass. Now Nelson with the drop ball. Oh, they'll need to be getting back on side. It's Nelson. Often see that, actually. A lot of times the toucher, when the teams are working up the sideline, they get let off too much. A lot of work needs to go into that defending player. Auckland let Nelson off, though. Again, give them an opportunity to start their set fresh in the attacking half. Anderson looking to sub off. Simon back to the middle. Sproul working in conjunction with him. Tai Katoa to go on that short side. Sproul now to Anderson. Looks like they got numbers out of nothing. Didn't really look like anything was on there, Rod. I'm not sure what the mix-up defensively was for Auckland.
Yeah, I think what happened is when they went to that left side, as we'll see here, they pushed over to the left side, which kind of sucked Auckland right across, and then Auckland never bothered to recover, and they were burnt by it. Just
switching off, lazy, just odd there, Rod.
Yeah, and flat, flat on the line, so nobody really bothered lifting up at all. What you want to do, especially on that far side, you want to lift up and just take some of that opportunity away.
3-2. No surprise, we see Nickel back on and back in the middle. Again, just manipulating that defence. That's twice now. Nelson obviously no. You see a runaway. Here's your man, the 18 from Auckland. Oh!
Closing him down, but great work by Nelson. Good support work.
Was he dummy half, was he?
I think he felt that he was starting to get closed in, and I think he needed to release it, but the brothers going at it.
See,
great work.
Intercept here, must have been a touch made. There was. Roll ball on the 7. Pick up by Anderson, Ben Anderson. So he was dummy half, that's why he couldn't score. Accurate pass. Touchdown. Anderson to Anderson, Benty Henry. 4-2. Starting to extend this lead and the momentum. Wrestling it away from Auckland. Just going to get on top now, Nelson. 4 minutes to go.
Yep, he's been looking for that play the whole game. It hasn't quite come off for him. They tried to get a little bit deeper on that one, but it didn't quite work. So at some stage they're going to have to change that plan, and especially if Nelson keep the clock ticking over. See, Nelson comes down fairly easy through the field. Now we see the drive. They get their power through. Release long over the top. Auckland's recovered.
Surprising thing for me is not only Nelson getting numbers, but it's the side they're getting numbers on. It's on their two girls side. Nelson's attacking girl length side. It's not the mismatch that you normally go for. No doubt the skill of Peter Samuel. He'll make those adjustments in 3 minutes' time at the halftime break. But Auckland will want to get a score. Third touchdown now, Rod. Third touchdown for Auckland.
It's the ones you give away that'll burn you.
It's not only about putting 3 on the board, it's stopping the other team from going straight down the field and getting it. Hopefully they don't rue these missed opportunities.
And Nelson are doing what they need to in terms of errors and keeping the errors right out of their game.
Ryan Fakara just turning his back on defence. Not advised. Oh, went for the off the mark call. See there, good touch Fakara.
Auckland need to just adjust their defence there. They need to start getting in front of these players. If you allow Nelson to get on the side, they will go and they will run. They're quick enough and they'll take it.
I don't know if it's mental energy, but Auckland definitely look a lot more gas than Nelson, Rod.
Yeah, total contrast in styles, and they've been playing this way the whole tournament. I guess in terms they've been winning through the tournament, but they've been winning hard. And it's the build-up that you need to kind of work your flow and learn it. They haven't quite found the perfect game at the moment, and they're still struggling with it at the moment. Yeah. Broadhurst just stepping up, making that touch, turned his shoulders out. Means he had no idea where the attacker was on the inside of him. It's also just a little bit loose on it.
See it here quite clearly, don't they? He angles out to the right, then he had to pirouette, never good. But great identification from Nelson to exploit that chink in the armour from the Auckland defence. 5-2. Still got a minute left in this half and a whole second half to go, but Nelson well and truly on top. Just looking more likely every time they are down the attacking end. There we go, just a change up a pass. 3 touchdowns they missed, Auckland, as a result of a pass being too hard or throwing forward. We just see there, Isaac Walker with time and space adjusted the pass, went to the more league-type pass rather than the spiral, making it easier for the winger. Key hit back there, Rod. The game was starting to slip away from Auckland.
Yeah, and they need to close that gap quite a lot, especially coming into the closeout of this half. It'll give them a bit of confidence going into the next. But I dare say there'll be plenty of chatter. But the good thing about that attack is at least they changed it up this time. As we see Nelson, I'm expecting them to head back to the 2 girls side as we see them just pull out and readjust themselves.
Auckland must shut. Oh, I think Auckland got away with one there, right? It didn't look like that they were going to be able to number up. However, that's us for the first half of this, the first of our open finals, the mixed open final between Auckland and Nelson. Nelson leading 5-3. Be back after this break.
A fresh coat of paint can go a long way.
4 litre Easy Coat interior paint, $91.58. Sally's 1 litre professional sugar soap, $5.61.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stock item will beat it by 15%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Kia ora touch whānau, welcome to Quick Hit, your short, sharp and touch-relevant warm-up, with the aim of warming up and moving those important body parts before kicking into activity. The Quick Hit warm-up requires minimal space, minimal time, and allows for innovation.
Homegrown Heroes is back, and this year I've got a new recruit.
Kia ora touch whānau, it's time to nominate the unsung volunteers who put the mahi in for the sport we love.
Enter them now for the chance to win $5,000 for their touch community.
Kia ora mai, ki tēnei whakapāhotanga atu I te Rotorua nui a kahumata momoi. Harley Wall back in the hot seat, joining Maya Williams. Great to have Rod Walker in the seat for the first half. A pretty action-packed first half, Maya. What have you made so far of it?
Yeah, really solid performance there from Nelson. There was a little arm wrestle, I think Rod used that term in the first about 7 minutes, but then Nelson just really took all momentum away from Auckland. They put together 3 back-to-back. Auckland's attack sort of got stifled. We had an intercept and a couple of drop balls, but then they made the adjustment and got one down late in that first half. It's great to have you back out of your signing autographs roles there. I see you arrived back with the USA shirt on.
And it fits perfectly. Thank you to our whānau from USA Touch for joining us this
small,
weekend.
I see.
All the yards are paying off. No sausage sizzles from Bunnings for me. Big thanks to the crew. Of course, Bunnings Warehouse, you can see their tent in the background. Whānau, if you're in the Rotorua area, come down. Still some free sausage sizzles being pumped out over there. You can get your face painted as well. And, of course, a great opportunity to mention our homegrown heroes. Make sure you get your nominations in. Close today. touchnz.co.nz for more info.
Big, really key set, this one. I often say this is a key set. First one in the second half. They get to start from halfway. They're down 2. They scored the last touchdown in the first half. If they can get another one here, it's about that emotional, that mental, the psychological momentum. Wrestling that back, getting that confidence back. You can really gain some confidence in your defence by your attack and vice versa. Yeah, that's miles forward. Just sloppy, really, that one, unfortunately, from Auckland.
You're right, though. Getting off to a good start in the second half is crucial, especially against a team as strong, fit and fast as Nelson. Ben Anderson has been in the thick of everything. Was watching on the sideline for the first half, and certainly a leader. within this Nelson Touch team. Just the ability to generate some extra momentum for the team at such short notice.
Hendricks Tusa, his energy needs to become... Oh, nice. Oh, didn't get it. I thought she was able to get it. Thought Bailey McDowell reached in and made that touch. Seems to be really flat, the energy that Auckland have come out with in the second half, other than Tusa. Just looks like too flat from Auckland. Nelson don't need any invitations to get easy touchdowns. Auckland, if they want this, are going to really need a flicker switch. Get that energy back.
We know Auckland can score many different ways from many different platforms, but in order to claw this lead back, they'll definitely also have to defend. Nelson doing an admirable job so far.
You look at the body language just from both teams. Nelson just bouncing on their toes, full of energy. Again, another intercept. They've absolutely done their study on this Auckland team. That's the fourth one in this game so far. They're just 2 pages ahead. And Auckland are going to really need to find something. Just Nelson looks so likely. Stop there. I guess one at a time, just looking at one thing at a time. If you're the Auckland team, they've got to stop. Now they want to be accurate through this. And ideally, will they get a piggyback penalty here?
Speaking of Nelson, had a good opportunity to listen into some of their corridor in their box during that first half. Very positive, but also very technical and very precise. They know exactly what they need to do, what's working for them, and some slight adjustments they can make. A 3-try lead at the moment, and you can see why they're very focused on the task today, which is bringing home the gold.
Yeah, Wayne Anderson, he said, we're a rucking team. We're going to ruck this team off the park. We're going to just exhaust them by the speed at which we ruck with. But against play, great touchdown from the 7. Ryan Fakara might be the injection that Auckland need just to get their boost. We see him here, just a simple quickie play. Gets on the outside, steps off his right. The shutter does not quite connected enough. Excellent work. Ryan Fakara gets one back for Auckland.
One of the more experienced players in this Auckland team. Experience is what they'll need to rely on. A couple of tries down are Auckland at the moment. As we see Nelson just settling up. Trying to find the right pitcher.
Oh, great touch. Bailey McDowell was on the far side in the previous set. Now back on the left-hand side defensively for Auckland. Oh, he's the man. Rod just talked about him. Tusa, Hendricks Tusa. Oh, I'm not sure he was offside. However, referee down says he was. He's just been an Energizer battery. Harley, while you're signing autographs, he was all over the place. Everything at 100 miles an hour. We see him again do it.
And he's only young. He's still at college as well. So a bright future ahead for Hendricks Tusa.
Just takes one sometimes. That one person in your team just to do something courageous that can really lift the spirits. Nice mirror defense again there from Bailey and Jade McDowell. Tusa, here he is. Only knows one speed. Lightning. Fifth touch. Yep, they're not going to get a strike on this one, but there's a good set of defense. They're giving it back in the corner. Able to set up their defense. I want to lift now. You can just hear the Nelson box though, can't you, Harley? The energy coming out of this box, the comms.
And so much leadership within this group, not just from the male players who seem to be setting up the attack, but some very direct corridor as well from their female players about setting the right tone within their group. And we can see they're very well connected. An opportunity here on the right-hand side.
Anderson, Sproul and Anderson just working that magic. They rolled on from the sub-box, got to the targets they needed. We see Wilkins off to Anderson. Henry Anderson picks it up just out to Ben Anderson, who beats the diving winger defender, and they're back up by 3. 7-4 Nelson. can see why they're defending champions, can't you, Harley?
Tika Taumai, you can see the energy as well. And the good corridor between the team on defence. Just caught in the ruck a little bit there. And the penalty is awarded. From this platform again, we'll see if Ryan Whakara will go back to a quickie play here or look outside to other options. Of course, Lewis Nicol also on the field for Auckland. They'd really like a try here. Switch back to the left. Hands to the left-hand side. But unfortunately, it looks like the pass must have just floated forward. And Nelson now moving the ball forward, collective as a group. But we can see Auckland lifting on defence, and just an error as they're moving through the field. A forward pass called there from Mauri Faris.
And hear the comms even from the refs. They know where this game's headed. 12 minutes to go in the second half. First of our open finals, third of our live stream games, day 3, down in Rotorua at the 2024 Bunnings Nationals. Here we see Nichols, without even looking, just knows by the pure fact that where the defence is, he knows where the holes are. And let's just watch this interview of a master at work. Nichols here again, 0 miles an hour, such as the time and space he has. Did not even look to see if there was someone there. Knew the space was open. Great support line there. I think it was James Davison. See it from this angle. No look, but knew where the space was. Good hit back for Auckland. But if they're going to make it worthwhile, they must defend this set now. Just seems that Auckland's starting to start to wrestle back some momentum, Harley. Still down by 2 on the scoreboard, but have lifted.
And all it may take is just a really strong defensive effort, a real stopper, which is what they needed on that play. But Ben Anderson again, he's been an absolute weapon in this final. What is that, 4 tries I think for him now? We'll see again, Bunnings Warehouse replay. Just a great little 2-man play with the follow. Gets on the inside of Broadhurst and Whakara. Great body position, nice and low to dive in for their 8th try. Maintains that 3-try lead now.
Auckland just can't. Every time they take a step forward, unfortunately they have to take one back. As Nelson is coming back down. Just watch again as Nicol manipulates the defence how he needs them to be. Oh, no!
Wow.
Oh, that's just... That kills you both times. First you think that the referee didn't get them back 7 metres, and then you get penalised for not throwing the ball back. You have to just take it on the chin. Oh, beautiful pass there from Sultan, co-captain. Good lift from the Auckland player. Shut down any time and space. Morgan McGee had there the 5 from Nelson. First time I said his name today, Harley. He played prominent role yesterday.
Was also very prominent in their semi-final, an important victory over Otago on a drop-off 9-8. But just had to play his role today. The brothers Anderson certainly led the charge. Here's Isaac Walker. Can Auckland squeeze one back?
Oh, gave away a free set. Couldn't quite see off camera as to whether it went for the intercept or not. Auckland now 9 minutes to pull themselves back down 3. Just doesn't look likely. This Nelson team, so in sync. Again, how many forward passes have we seen? Auckland sort of really, I would say at least half a dozen times each half have gone to try and lob something into that channel. Watching Nelson earlier, they seem to be a team that if you can collapse the middle, the winger girls seem to really shut hard. Could not quite getting them to do that. We talked about it at the start of the game though, Harley. This is where Nelson just make their money. Transition area up to speed. Collapse the defence of Auckland. Everyone's in a mirror now, looking for support. Oh, driving touch. Kira Fisher, superstar from yesterday's game. Great work there. This Nelson attack is just unbelievable. It's such an effort team, Harley.
Koia tēnā, that's right. And for Auckland, those floating balls over the top when they're on the 7 metre haven't been working. They'll really need to claw one back. Let's see if they can get some good strike forward here. Marcella on to Davidson, but unfortunately couldn't connect to finish that one off.
I think it's the difference between every single one of the Nelson players are on the same page. This is a really clinical team performance. They're amazing individuals. The Anderson boys, they're just incredible. Demi Sultan, just amazing player. But every single one of these players are just on the same page and they're doing their jobs. The girl wingers for this Nelson team, unbelievable defensively. No errors in their game. Stringer though, nice check back into Anderson. Off again to Stringer. The back flick around to Anderson. They get down the short side. Unfortunately, Bailey McDowell had to try and come in. Nichols couldn't get there. Something out of nothing.
We spoke about how special some of the black back flicks have been, but this one might be the best we've seen in such a crucial moment. Helped create the 2-to-1 overlap. Anderson just pushing the ball very cleanly on, just like that. Gets on the outside of Hawken. And Shannon Smith.
There's literally nothing on there. And just Anderson and Stringer.
They caught Auckland in all sorts of confusion. Increased their lead to 4 tries now.
Morgan McGee defensively for this Nelson team in this final. Played a bit of a lesser role attacking, but has been a leader on defence. You see there also, Holly Johnston. Just a brick wall defensively also. Good work, Nelson. It's this penalty forward pass, I think it is. Touch and pass. It's been end-to-end action, 14 touchdowns. You know the refs have done a good job keeping them apart, Harley.
And equally, the attack has been high-quality execution, particularly from Nelson so far, of course, with the 4-try lead. But 6 minutes left, and we know, especially with this man on the field, anything can happen here for Auckland.
He can score in buckets, but this Nelson team's just far too connected. Again, that'll be forward pass. Just nowhere near the accuracy that they've needed. And it's the pressure this Nelson team have put them under. Just their effort, just up and off the line. No one's holding back. You just see it again. From a flat roll ball, able to make 10 metres. Sultan, again, another 10 metres. Just Auckland rolling, allowing this Nelson juggernaut to come at them. Beat them here. Looks to that link channel. And the energy, they're up by 4, 5 minutes to go, and we can just hear the energy in that box.
And it seems it's not quite being matched energy-wise by Auckland. Again, that pressure being applied here from Nelson. Here comes the 5th touch. Great pick there by Davison, almost through the gap, and it's worked.
Oh, we have a forward pass by the looks, though. Man, forward passes have wrecked some good tries,
Unfortunate end there for Auckland, because that was probably the best setup they've had for almost the second half here.
Yeah, we talked about, while you were signing autographs, the first half, Auckland missed out on 4, which should have been touchdowns. And when they find themselves down by 4 here, and we've just seen another one through forward passes. So the little accuracies, and again, it comes from that Nelson pressure, defensive pressure they're putting on. They just work for each other so hard. They look like this is their first game, not their 10th game. But Auckland, they'll never give up. They can score in bunches. This man on. Beautiful long ball, great catch. Plucks it, Fisher went to create. Broadhurst now back to the middle. What a play there by Fisher, Harley.
Incredible ability to keep the ball in hand, still be able to flick it off. Here's Tahuri. There's a small gap in the middle. Floats it over
Forward
the top.
pass.
But it looks like the referees are going to give the all clear on this one, and Broadhurst has grabbed one back for Auckland.
He looks exhausted, the young man. Big season for him. Great player, huge potential. I'm sure there were more forward ones, less forward ones, sorry, called so far. They got it back to 3. Nelson in no hurry. They know they've got a commanding lead. There'd be about 6 or 7 sets left in this game. Just going, being very accurate, taking care of the pull. Goes short side, steps back in. Good work there. McDowell on that short side. 2 touches to go. Here he is, Morgan McGee. Now gets an opportunity on attack. Looks to get a quickie, does, steps off his left. Now trying to beat the girls outside. Oh, Tusa, sorry.
Good option to switch back to that side they've had so much success on, but well read again by Auckland. Still against the odds, but not giving up. Looking for a really strong setup here as Hawken looks to move forward for Davidson.
Yeah, maybe they just... Oh, we see Tusa.
Trying to control the tempo there, but perhaps not all on the same page.
Yeah, I think they might have lost the count, the key players. Yeah, in the ruck. Oh! I even think the 4 from Auckland thought he was going to get penalised for being in the ruck there. Warbrick and Lusby just setting things up down this right-hand side for Auckland. They don't really have much time to waste, only a minute 20. They need a score here, probably a couple of intercepts too. Again, back to just trying to lob it over, and you just see the number 9 there, Simon Anderson. A hard person to lob the ball over.
And he's grabbed 5, I think you said, intercepts. But unfortunately that time called offside by the referee. Let's see if Auckland can peg another try back. Tahuri again underneath, and it looks like he's good. Great job to get on the outside there of Connor Higgins.
Just the desire not to give up here from Auckland, going all the way through to the end. It's why they've won 4 of the last 5 championships. Gets on the outside, the one Western Tahuri gets them back to 2. Not sure there's the time left. No doubt it's all around accuracy here. Ball control for Nelson. At the end of this set, they should be able to finish this game off. What has been an incredibly well-deserved victory. And this, the Open Mixed Final for 2024. Defending champions, and once again, Harley, national champions. What's your summary of this game, mate?
An outstanding effort, led effortlessly by Nelson. 9 tries to 7, our final score here. The 2024 Bunnings National Touch Championship, the Open Mix Final. Firstly, we say thank you to our sponsors, Bunnings Warehouse, ASICS, SAS, Silver Fern and One Foundation. Shortly we'll cross live with Maya to have a corridor with some of the players, just a reflection of how the final went, but it was certainly Nelson who were the victors in that one. Well deserved, and a very, very strong performance across the paddock for them. It looks like Ben Anderson, the co-captain of the Nelson side and also current Open Mixed Touch player, will cross shortly to Maya to have a few words with the Nelson team.
First of all, Demi, Ben, congratulations on what is an incredible performance by your team there today, a complete performance. Demi, for you, what was the key that got your victory over, we know, the last 5 years, they've won 4 championships. What was the key thing for your team that got over that Auckland team?
Just rolling them, running the ball. That's our game. Running. We've got the 3 Andersons. We all know they're fit. We all know they're fast. And that's all we do, is we just run and we keep running until whistle to whistle, you know?
Yep. You have got the 3 Andersons, but you've also got Morgan McGee, you've got Stringer as well. All your lads, Ben, you played a huge part in that game, in that victory. All the Anderson boys do, but you must be impressed with the whole team.
Heck yeah. Like Demi just said, I think every person out there is awesome. Wings, links, middles, role players. Yeah, it's just awesome. It's cool to be part of, and enjoy every second of it. Yeah.
Defending champs and once again champions for 2024. No one team deserves it anymore. You scraped through in the semi-final, but when it matters, you got there. So congratulations to the both of you and your team on being the champions once again in the dominant mixed team and mixed region in this country. Well done.
Good, thank you.
Well done. And there we have it, team. Did it sign off straight away, or do I need to sign it off? You're not sure?
And there you have it, the Open Mixed Final for 2024. Congratulations, Nelson, back-to-back champions. Don't go anywhere. Of course, we've got more finals to come. The 21 Mixed Final coming up next. Make sure you stay tuned.